Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, actually, hang on for a second. Well, let me congratulate Philly 500 and the Eagles Nation. You guys got the win. You are truly the less worst team in the division right now. Way to go. As I was explaining this stuff, of course, people are saying you're making excuses. I'm not making excuses. My team lost. We truly got our butts handed to us. But in the end, you can look at it and say that the Eagles played against a third-string quarterback, a rookie seventh-round drafted pick that was happy that he just made it to an NFL roster, who never thought he'd be anywhere close to the field, knowing that Dak Prescott, who hadn't missed a game in 4 years, and then Andy Dalton, that, I'm just a practice squad guy and hope that I can stay on the team. With an offensive line that's been decimated, a defense that literally hasn't busted a grape all season. But I'm going to tell you, as bad as this year's been, and it's been bad, 2020 has been butt awful. I'm actually proud of the Dallas Cowboys tonight, for most of them. For most of the players on the field. I'm actually going to, I've never done this before, but here it is. I'm actually going to give a game ball to my defense for the first time all season that showed up. The scoreboard is 23 points. 2 points was a 2-point conversion that gets to 21, and 7 points was given to him by the officials because the guy was down. They gave him a touchdown, but the guy was down. Okay, even Philly 500 admits that the guy was down. So the defense gave up 15 points. I know that doesn't sound great, but if we had given up 15 points every week, with the exception of when Dak was here, we've been undefeated. We're talking about a defense that had been giving up 36 points a game. Now, I don't know if it was because the Cowboys made some moves and said, you know what, we're going to get rid of some players here. I keep trying to pull this over further, but it won't go any further. My head's too big. I don't know if it was the Cowboys cutting some players and putting people on notice. I don't know if it was the exertion of having Sean Lee. I don't know if it was that Van Der Esch is actually feeling a little stronger with his shoulder and could play with a little bit more abandon. But they actually came out there and played. The fact that we ended up getting 4 takeaways. I don't know if you guys realize how big this is to get 4 takeaways. In the previous 7 games total, we had 3 takeaways. 1 interception and 2 fumbles. That's all we got. We got 2 interceptions by Diggs. We got 2 takeaways. We had a D-Law sighting where D-Law was actually playing the way you thought he was going to play when he signed the big contract. Now, Eagles, I give you credit. Philly 500 enjoyed the win. But I'm not sure how much you should enjoy this win knowing that your team turned the ball over 4 times. Your quarterback, hey, dude, I wouldn't be feeling great about Carson Wentz throwing, 133 yards? I know the weather conditions were bad, but at least the team played. Now, the offensive line is still a mess. Playing against a good Eagles defense. Now, so make no mistake about it, the Eagles front is really, really good. Ben DiNucci, he's got some more work to do. He's young. But there's a reason why you were drafted in the 7th round. Sorry. That's the reality of it. We got our hopes up that maybe he can come in and be Clint Longley. Maybe I fed into that as well. But the reality was, I've been saying it, listen, this was the Christians going against the Lions, and we should have been slaughtered. We should have been blown out. I'm just happy that in the fourth quarter, we still had a chance. That at halftime, for the first time all season, we actually had a lead. Now, some of the things I kind of worry about here is, I understand you got a rookie third string quarterback who's starting for you. You're playing Sunday night against the Eagles, a team that's got a great defense, a team that actually got healthy. And I know you were trying the element of surprise, and that's why we tried so many gadget and trick plays. A couple of them worked. A couple of them did pretty good. But you went to the well too much. We actually started getting a drive going. We were running the football well. It was Zeke after Zeke after Zeke that the offensive line felt like they were getting into a rhythm. You were in field goal range. And then, I don't know what that last trick play was, but we lost like 11 yards. We're now having to try, another 50-yard field goal plus. And it's like, what are we doing with play call? I don't understand. And maybe I'm just a village idiot and I don't understand it, but it just felt like we tried too many gadget plays when we should have just continued to try and run the football. I know Zeke was not getting a whole lot of yards. There weren't a whole lot of holes there. Tony Pollard had a few decent runs and things. But I think we didn't stick with it long enough to really make it work, that we figured that we had to trick the Eagles to win. And some of those things were part of the stuff that cost us this game, in my mind. I can be wrong. But it was kind of like, okay, you finally got the run going. Zeke's eating right now, and, we'll just keep going. Let's just keep taking it to him. And now you're 12 yards behind the field trying to do a double reverse, and it's just not working. And that's where I kind of wonder, the hell? And that's where you start looking at it and say, maybe that's some coaching. But on the other side, too, the defense seemed like they got a fire in their ass. Although, I will preface it and say, was it the defense got themselves into gear? Or was it the Eagles are inept? Maybe it was a little bit of both. But if you're the Eagles right now, as they were going in here and saying that the Eagles, that they're getting themselves together, best team in the division, I'm not sure that they're really much better than we are. And here's what's funny. Ben DiNucci threw for more yards than Carson Wentz and had less turnovers. On the road, in his first start, against a guy who's supposed to be a quarterback that can do things that other guys can't. Carson Wentz did have 2 touchdown passes. I'll give him that. But he is a 5-year veteran. It's supposed to be blowing out a team like the Cowboys that everybody else has been blowing out. So, enjoy the victory, Eagles. You got the victory. You're leading the division. You are probably going to win the division going away. Hats off to you. But for us, in some regards, we got to realize that the rebuilding has already started. And we got valuable minutes with guys and figuring out who needs to stay and who needs to go. So we'll have more on this week. We got the Steelers coming up this weekend. It's going to be tough. And we may not win another game this season, but at least they competed. Whew. This is to you, Cowboys, for at least doing your best. I didn't see anybody out there really just kind of rolling over and dying this week. So, appreciate that. One last thing. All you Cowboy fans that are still here watching, living and dying with our Cowboys, you are the real true blue fans. And hell, on a night like tonight, not that we need a reason to drink, this one's for you guys because we still believe. You know, when I was younger, it seems like when you drank, you didn't get cold. Now that I'm old, it's cold. It ain't helping. But I'll see you guys in the morning. Whew. Now I got to get all this equipment put away. Whew. All right. See you guys later.